Listen, everybody needs a fairy godmother, just somebody to look out for them. Some people call me their fairy smoke mother, others their internet big sister, but you can call me Hannah, the host of Smoke Sesh. So come hang out, let's light up and talk everything there is to life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing. I've got a story for it all. Hotties of the world, welcome back to another amazing episode of Smoke Sesh. I am so excited to be back this new year in video format. I know, crazy, right? Bringing back the 2 episodes a week. So excited. I really thought about, getting up, putting on a fantastic outfit, doing my glam and sitting down looking just like, I don't think I can say this word on YouTube within the first couple minutes, but like the C-wordiest version of me possible. But let's be fucking real. When I'm recording these, I am in my pink robe, a mess, a little too high, laying out on my couch, or just like naked in bed. Let's be fucking real. This podcast is for the girls, and the girls are very interested in their most comfortable, chillest form possible. I gotta get in my zone to film this, you know what I mean? And it just happens to be in my pink robe every time. I hope you enjoyed Tuesday's episode. So excited to be back. Sorry I missed that last week, but I was just so caught up with, holiday hecticness, and kind of trying to get my life on track for the new year. So I needed a little break. But that's so I could bring you this episode. You know what I mean? This episode, I wanted to talk about more like ins and outs of my 2024. A few of you guys were asking for that, for how to stick to your New Year's resolutions. And also just, the random questions that have hit your mind that the world needs to know the answers for. So to get started, to kick it all off, someone asked me for my ins and outs of the year. And let's get into it. I posted on my Instagram just like my 2024 kind of goals, just like my ins, but I didn't talk about my outs. So my ins are prioritizing your health, assuming the best, staying moisturized and hydrated, growing your hair out long, eating fresh and local food, quality over quantity, laying in the sun, edibles, seeking out change, lots of jewelry, romanticizing everything, making your own coffee, reading, and films. My outs are alcohol, overspending, overthinking, setting your intuition aside, and being late. Those are my outs. Posted that on TikTok and some girl was like, alcohol will always be in for me. And I talked about my dry January goal experience. So alcohol for me this year might be out. I'm very much so in my edible era. As you guys know, eat a little gummy, lay my ass down, read a book, in my grandma era for sure. So also overspending. We got to cut back on what we're buying. Half the time I don't even know what the fuck I'm buying and purchasing. And that's the main issue. I need to keep track of what I'm spending my money on and quality over quantity. Is it good? Like, is this worth putting my money into? Is it actually going to last me? Is this something that's actually going to make my life better in the way that I'm assuming it's going to? Most of the time it's not, so let's be fucking real. Moisturize and staying hydrated. The cotton mouth is kicking my ass right now, so cheers. Water break. But I feel like when I moisturize my hair, my body, my insides, staying hydrated, I just feel better. My brain functions better. My body feels better. Taking advantage of the outdoors, not only as in being outside more, being in the sun, being next to the ocean, throwing my phone in a river, but also like food-wise, I don't take advantage of just farmers markets and enjoying them and the local produce and the local food that comes from it. And I'm really trying to take advantage of that. There's a lot of wonderful restaurants in my city that really focus on gathering their ingredients and stuff from local vendors and local farms. And that is something that has piqued my interest very much so recently. And I want to dive into and try out and yeah, just the little things, focusing on the little things and making them the big things in my life. That's the overarching theme this year in my 2024. Now, how the fuck am I going to stick to these goals? Because listen, I can set some goals, but am I going to achieve them? Who fucking knows, quite honestly. Really, do I have the energy at the time? Do I have the willpower at the time? Most of the time, no. But this year, we're really trying to get shit done. So, how am I sticking to these goals? We talked about this on the Tuesday's podcast. You need a planner. Girlies, you need a planner. You got to plan your day out. You got to plan your tasks out. You got to plan your month out. You got to understand what the fuck's coming next so you're not constantly living in anxiety. Free yourself. Work with your brain. That's the best thing you can honestly do. As well as doing weekly and monthly check-ins. Sundays are kind of my reset day. I don't know what reset day is best for you, but find a day where it's like the start of your week, whether it's a Monday, a Sunday, maybe it's a Saturday, a Friday. Girl, I don't fucking know. Whatever works for you, please utilize that the best you can. But for me, it's Sundays. So Sundays are my reset day. So every week I check my monthly calendar. What's coming up? What do I need to plan for? What am I looking forward towards? But also I look back on the past week. What did I not accomplish? That's okay. Let's plan accordingly, set some time aside so we can accomplish it. Let's figure out this week so next week doesn't surprise us. And then at the end of the month, I will be doing a monthly check-in. So not only like a check-in on last month, but also check-in on the goals I set for the year. I don't need to check in on the goals I set for the year every single day or like every single week. I feel like that's too much, especially because my goals are kind of higher arching and just more overarching is the word I'm looking for. It's going to take more time than just a week or a month. So checking in every month to make sure I'm staying on track, that I'm planning goals accordingly. Little things like that. Holding this podcast mic feels so weird. Usually I am just speaking into my phone. But goddamn, am I comfortable in this chair. Should we spark up? I totally forgot I can literally smoke on YouTube now. So I think we should spark up. My boyfriend rolled this pink joint for New Year's Eve and we didn't end up smoking it because we ended up coming home and taking a dab and laying in the bathtub, and it was so fucking fantastic. Shout out to him. Anyways, I will be doing weekly, monthly check-ins to stay on my goals, making sure I'm sticking to my planner, making sure I'm brain dumping, I'm journaling, just checking in to make sure I'm on track as much as I can. That's how I'm going to stay really consistent with my goals. I also am understanding that every step is a step forward. Even if you think it's a step backwards, it's okay to give yourself time to rest, to understand, to mess up. And even though you think it might be a negative step, it can have positive effects. So every step is a step forward. I feel like when I utilize choices as good and bad, when I step into my negative side, I let it overconsume me because you slip up once, so you might as well just like slip up again and then again and again, or just not do the thing that you know you're supposed to do. And understanding that it's okay to make mistakes and allow yourself time to do that, time to rest accordingly, will help you make the step in the next direction a more positive one. Every step's a good step, even the bad ones. There's something to learn from it every single time. Anyways, cheers. You know you're smoking with a bad bitch when she hands you the joint and it's coated in lip gloss. Honestly, girl, thanks for sharing. My lips were dry. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like when a bad bitch hands you a lip gloss covered joint and you're like, thank God my lips are so dry. Anyways, someone said, I'm scared of getting older. I turned 20 soon, still feel like a kid. You are a kid. It's okay. Enjoy your youth, but also every single year your life is going to get more stable and you're just going to get sexier. So growing up doesn't really seem like a huge issue. In fact, you're young. That's why life feels so chaotic. Enjoy the chaos. Manage the best you can. You will figure it out. Your future self is going to be more stable and sexier, so find peace in that. Cheers. How to re-find authentic self after a mentee B depressive episode. I feel like even when I am in my mentee B era, in my depressive episode era, I am still like a very authentic side of myself, even if it is like a lower, more depressive side of myself. Like I'm still indulging in my feelings in a healthy way. I'm still like if I need to cry, I'm gonna cry. If I need to rot for a day in bed, then girl, sometimes that's what you need, and you got to indulge a little bit. You're still like kind of indulging in your authentic self, but also I understand wanting to get back to that like quote unquote normal side of you, a more functioning side of you, and to kind of rekindle that, I feel like it really just starts in your daily routine and making your daily routine more of a ritual and finding peace and joy in the small things, especially like finding a good way to wake up in the morning so you're not dreading it. Having fun sheets on your bed so you're comfy in bed. Having a fun robe to jump into and some cute little slippers as soon as you hop out of bed so it's easier to get out. Having your favorite coffee on hand so you can make a cold brew in the morning so it's easier to get your day on track. I'm like a fucking weird freak, and I'm like, I find joy in opening my planner every single day. Because I don't feel much anxiety about the rest of the day because I know what's coming and I know what to plan for. Maybe it's like, oh, you look forward to your dinner every day at the end of the day, and that's what helps you get through the day. I feel like finding the small things and finding joy in them will help you set a healthy basis of simply finding joy in life again and stepping out of the mentee B phase and helping you step back into your real authentic self, and your best self. Do you know what I mean? Because once you can find joy in the little things, it's very easy to find joy within yourself and joy within the world around you. In the bigger things, the more harder things. Oh my God. Literally just breathed in a weed nugget. Beautiful. Did you have any New Year's Eve superstitions, traditions? No, not really. My New Year's Eve superstition is basically just like the way you go into it is kind of the way your year goes. And the people right now who had a kind of bad New Year's Eve are like, no, girl, don't say that. I don't mean that in the way that like if you had a bad New Year's Eve, then you're going to have a bad year. That's not what I'm meaning. Please don't freak yourself out. I'm begging. I just mean maybe you just got like the negativity out of the way so you can have a good year. But my only superstition and the only reason I put weight on New Year's Eve is I really just try and set the scene and set the vibe for New Year's with what I'm doing. And that's why this year I was like, I just want to chill the fuck out. Last year it was like, I want to party and black out. And then guess what? That was my whole year, because that is what I wanted to do. And I had to lean into that. But this year, it was the exact opposite. So that's my only New Year's Eve superstition. My boyfriend does like the black eyed peas thing where it's like you eat black eyed peas on New Year's for good luck, ? I don't know what it's for. So he did that. And then I've been seeing on TikTok like the 12 grapes under the table in a minute. I can't do that. I will projectile vomit everywhere. That's too many grapes. But yeah, no crazy superstitions. It's the first of the month, so I blow salt through my front door to bring in peace, prosperity, and a little cinnamon for, you know that RuPaul video where he's laughing and he's like, that shit's so funny. Me every day on the first, blowing abundance into my front door. All right. Let's see. Oh, you know what? We can answer this one. How to get over a hangover. I'm sure a lot of you are experiencing this, especially after New Year's Eve. Step 1, you need some water. You need water. Night of and morning of. Make sure you have like a water bottle near your bed. You're going to need that. And a couple Advil, ibuprofen. I take a lot. I love my ibuprofen. But any sort of headache, I'm going to eat some ibuprofen. Listen, if it helps me, it helps me. That's all that really matters. Your head's going to hurt. If you're throwing up, you need electrolytes. You need a blue Gatorade in you. You need some pho afterwards. I think pho is quite honestly the best hangover remedy. It's so just like nutritional. You get your carbs, you get your healthy fats, you get a little greens in there. Maybe it's a little spicy, so it helps you settle your stomach, question mark. Spice helps me settle my stomach. I don't know if it does with you. Or like a fat breakfast burrito. I'm talking like hash browns, bacon, eggs, cheese, breakfast burrito, breakfast sandwich, any sort of thing. And then a nice joint just to lull myself into a nap, and then sleep off as much as you can, as much as possible, or stay busy. Like if you're at work, stay as busy as you can just so you don't think about it. That's how I get over a hangover. What's your hair routine? So I have really been focused on growing my hair out. Honestly, I've gotten a lot of length since last year. I was looking at pictures of myself in 2023, and my hair is probably this short. You're like, that's not a lot of growth. But listen, when I tell you my hair didn't grow for 3 years, 3 years, my hair would not grow past shoulder length because I was bleaching, dyeing, not eating protein, not conditioning. I was in a messy stage of my life where I just was not prioritizing my health, not prioritizing. Why is that such a hard word for me to figure out right now? Just like my overall well-being. And my hair wouldn't grow. It wouldn't grow. And my hair and my nails grow really fast. So for that to happen, I was like, I know I'm fucking up. I know I'm fucking up right now. So we had to just like regroup. You need a good shampoo conditioner. I'm not here to sell you on some like special shampoo conditioner. It really is just whatever works best for you, quite frankly. I've learned that with my hair, it being overly dry, I will shampoo just my roots, condition my ends, and then I'll get out and I will get a little bit more conditioner, like maybe like a dime-sized amount in my hand, and I will run that back through my hair while it's wet. I thought combing my hair was breaking my hair. No, bitch, you not combing your hair and it turning into a rat's nest is making it get tangled and just like rip apart. Please brush your hair. I'm just a freak who doesn't do that for some reason. I'm sure you brush your hair and you're a normal human being. But brush your hair, wet brush, condition your hair, put your hair up. I need a hair towel. I think a hair towel will be the next step in my elevation game, as well as like a real leave-in conditioner. That's the next thing I'm going to incorporate into my routine. But I put my hair up in a towel, I let it dry a little bit, brush it out while wet, ends to roots. If you go roots to the ends, you're gonna rip it, tear through it, especially while it's wet. Ends to the roots, and then I take a little bit, and you've heard this before, the bread hair oil. I swear by that stuff. Bread, this is not sponsored. I would die if this was sponsored. Like, please, I promote you guys so much. It's just because I love you guys so much. The bread hair oil, it's made for every single hair type. I lather my ends in it at night, go to bed, wake up, silky, soft, smooth. I have been working on this for so long. I went to my nail tech's house, nail shot. Can you see? They're so cute. She killed it. As soon as I stepped in, she was like, wow, your hair looks so healthy. I could have cried. Women, they know how to compliment you better than any man ever could. Women, they're able to pinpoint, oh no, she's like actually been working on that, and like it does look, I can tell like noticeably there is a difference, and I need to compliment her on it. They know how to pinpoint exactly what to compliment you on, and it's exactly what you need to hear every single time. No man would be like, yeah, her hair looks thicker and healthier. She did though. She got it. She understood, and I love you, girl. That made my day. Let's see. Hi, do you know any brands for good concert earplugs? Thank you so much, and I love you. No, I don't know any good brands. I literally just get the cheap little little earplugs that you shove in your ears. You're like, Hannah, why do you wear earplugs at shows? Because I'm going deaf. I cannot hear shit. I've been to way too many concerts, way too many raves in like a literal concrete cement box where sound is just bouncing in my ear and out of my ear. My ears are ringing for days and days on end afterwards. Not healthy. Wear earplugs to shows. Normalize earplugs at shows, honestly. Like, you can't enjoy the music if you can't fucking hear it. Might as well protect it while you're there. So, yeah, I don't know. I just use the cheap ones, the cheap little orange ones. My dad has them from when he goes shooting, so I use that. Sue me. Anyways, I love that we can be on here smoking together. That's so exciting. I basically finished this, but someone asked me favorite cones slash wraps to smoke out of. And as you can tell, pink is my favorite color, of course. And when it comes to cones or wraps, my favorite is the Blazy Susans. Always. They burn perfectly. They're big enough that you can fit quite a bit in there, or less if that's what you're into. And I feel like they're the perfect everyday paper. I feel like they haven't really had any negative effects. I've only experienced positive things with them. They do burn a little fast, but that's just what happens with paper. And then when it comes to like wraps and stuff, I really am not a fan of like, you guys know, I can't do blunts. I can't. I smoked blunts for a long time in my life, a long time. And when I was going to purchase them, of course, I am buying a white grape, white owl every single time. But I just can't anymore. I like break out so terribly. I get like the spins from it because you're getting like that nicotine high as well as regular high, and it is just too much for my little brain. It's too much. I know I'm gonna break out. I freak out. I'm getting the spins. I'm like, I would rather smoke a little joint, you know? Or listen, I don't smoke pipes that often. I brought this one out because she's cute and I thought it'd be fun to hit it with you guys. This is from Canna Style. I am obsessed with Canna Style. They have the best accessories, especially when it comes to weed. But yeah, let's hit it together. I don't usually smoke out of pipes because I don't hate myself anymore. Anyways, I feel like in high school that was like my go-to because it was the easiest thing for me to kind of find and buy. And I remember being in high school. Once again, these are my life experiences. This doesn't mean you should do it, but I remember being in high school and having to travel to like the local college town outside of my regular city or whatever, and go to the smoke shops there because I knew they weren't carding, and like sending my friends in there who maybe had like a fake ID to go buy me pipes to smoke out of in high school. So funny. And then my parents knew I smoked. Do you know what I mean? Like, they knew. Me and my friends were coming home high, like, we're gonna go get ice cream. You know, we're just going to Sonic real quick. Girl, we're smoking a bowl on the way there and on the way back. So when I come in, and my dad being a stoner, like, I feel like if I was a parent, as like a stoner parent, I would understand when my child is high. Like, very obviously. Girl, I didn't know how to hide it. I'd be like, hey, how are you guys doing? We just got ice cream. Yeah, nothing crazy. Like, bloodshot red eyes. My dad would like hug me and smell my hair to see if I smelled like smoke. And obviously I did. And obviously I kept like a pipe in the house or whatever. But whenever my parents would find it, they would take it but not say anything. So then I would just like start going insane thinking like, oh my god, where the fuck did I put my pipe? Like, where did I put it? Oh my god, my parents are gonna find it. Girl, they already found it. But like, oh my god, my parents are gonna find it. I'm gonna get so much trouble. This is gonna be so bad. Girl, it's outside in the garage. Your dad's probably using it right now. That's where your weed and your pipe is. Anyways, I think that's what I will probably do as a parent. I feel like that was a good way to go about it. Like, what are they gonna do? Tell me to stop? Then I'm probably gonna do it more, you know? Like, I wasn't doing anything bad. Like, I wasn't coming home blackout fucking, well, I was, but I wasn't like coming home and causing problems for them. They're just like, oh, she's smoking and getting ice cream. It's not the worst thing she could be doing. Like, other people in my school were doing like coke and Molly on the reg, and I was just indulging in a little bit of weed. So like, as a parent, I could see myself being like, this is your tax for living in my house. Like, I'm just gonna take your weed if I find it. If you can't hide it good enough, I'm gonna take your weed and your pipe and I'm gonna smoke it. Anyways, I don't know how to smoke this with a microphone. God, there's so much to wrangle here. I need a hands-free setup. I kind of want like I want to turn this pink in some sort of way. Have you guys seen Trisha Paytas' podcast where she has like the custom rhinestone pink little microphone? I think that's what I want to do for this podcast. You know what I mean? Alrighty, anyways, let's get back into the questions. Someone said, ooh, men liking stories. Does it mean anything? Or is it just something to do for them? Me and my boyfriend were having a conversation about this, like subliminal messages online and like the new dating that is simply just like Instagram interactions. Because I met my boyfriend on Instagram. Like, he DM'd me. He was like, hey, cutie. Or he was like, you're cute. Something like that. Something dumb. And I was like, and it was a really bad picture of me. Like, I was hungover as fuck. Both middle fingers up in the middle of a Winstead's. I don't know if you know what a Winstead's is, but like a small diner. Hair, like, in a fucked up, messy, ratty bun. Pedialyte on the table. And he was like, you're cute. I am. You're so right. I am. Anyways, almost 4 years later, here we are. So when people are like, oh, social media doesn't really matter that much. Like, it's just a picture. Oh, it was just a like. Me and you both know you like that picture because you think that girl's hot. Me and you both know you like that story because you think that person is hot. That's just how it is. They're like, if they're not liking every single story you post, or like they're only liking the hot ones, then like they're probably into you. It probably means more. Men are not as stupid as they put out there. And you believing that they're that stupid is you're going to be the fool, okay? They know what they're doing. They know what's going on. They know that them liking that story means they might be able to interact with you more in the future. Or that you will notice that they're looking at you. So yes, it does hold meaning. And if a man is liking your stories, he's probably in love, as he should be. And if you want to date him, you should hit him up. But also, if you're like, oh, my boyfriend's liking girls' stories or liking girls' pictures, listen, we don't have to have this conversation again. Nowadays, we understand that that shit means, it's like, it's not like, it's disrespectful. That's the word I'm looking for. If you're in a relationship and your boyfriend is liking other girls' pictures, hot girls' pictures, following people that you're uncomfortable with, that is the same as like having outside interactions that you're uncomfortable with, and it's okay to set boundaries. And it's okay to be like, that's really fucking disrespectful to be in a relationship with me liking other girls' stories, because you are essentially signing your name under that ass picture. Like the Declaration of Independence. Yeah. Not a history major here, hoping I'm making the right analogy. But like his John Hancock is big and fat under that ass picture, and that is disrespectful. No matter what they say. Oh, I'm just closing my eyes and liking pictures on Instagram. Girl, shut up. Boy, shut up. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, if he's liking your pictures, he's probably in love. Or liking your stories, he's probably in love. Dealing with weed paranoia. Real. Weed paranoia is a fantastic phenomenon that happens to everybody. There's not something wrong with you. I talk about weed anxiety and weed paranoia as like very real things because I want people to feel like the experiences they're having are valid and real. And I think weed paranoia and weed anxiety, I always frame them as a side effect of weed, meaning that it can happen to anybody and anybody can experience it. There's not something wrong with you. There's not something bad happening to your brain. Your brain's not fucked up. This is a very normal, real experience that anybody's gonna possibly happen while indulging in marijuana. Do you know what I mean? So if you're experiencing it, you're valid, you're real. Chug some water, try and go to bed if possible. When I'm greening out, I'm like, good night. You know, like sometimes you just gotta close your eyes and try and go to bed. But I also feel like another very real and helpful tool, which I didn't realize this is how this worked, is having CBD on hand, especially if you are a very anxiety prone, paranoia prone person, but also like to indulge and receive the positive effects of weed. CBD is fantastic. I love CBD. I love just like supplementing with it, or if I get too much anxiety, utilizing that instead of like a THC based compound. I feel like it has amazing effects, amazing results. I feel like it is like the medicinal part of the plant that is actually going to help you, and it has a funny way of kind of reversing the effects of THC and the paranoia and anxiety that it can bring. So always like to have some of that on hand just in case. PazPak's website might still be open. Oh, maybe if you do need some, check it out. I think they might be closed by now. They said they're closing January 1st. That's so sad. They're so sweet though, and they sent me like a whole ginormous box of all my favorite stuff, and I'm just so lucky to have partnered with them over these years. I'm also doing Dry January, and I am partnering with this company who makes THC infused. I don't want to say alcohol because there is no alcohol in it, but it's like a spirit almost. And I'm so excited to try and use that as like kind of a supplement in a sort of way and see if I like it a little better. Because I'm a bartender and I would die to make some THC infused cocktails, some yummy drinks. Someone said, have you ever been cheated on? No, maybe, perhaps. I don't think so, but I have this inkling in my heart that, and I don't mean to freak any of you out, talk about weed paranoia, but when I was dating my first boyfriend, it was winter break. He went back home to celebrate with his family in Florida. First of all, red flag number one, that man lived in Florida. No hate to my Floridians out there, but you guys know, like, you're a little crazy, you're a little out there. Like, the whole state of Florida is like Sagittarius energy, which is like, I don't really give a fuck. I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Valid, but he went back home for Christmas break, whatever. Everything was going fine, fantastic. We gave each other gifts before he left, blah, blah, blah. FaceTime calls, I love you so much, you're amazing, blah, blah, blah. Then he stopped talking to me for a week. I should have known then and there something bad was happening. Also, this man's brain was completely rotted by acid LSD. If a man ever tries to come up to you and tell you that he's taken 5 tabs of acid at once as if it's a flex and not a brain injury, girl, run. Anyways, I was like, oh wow, he's not talking to me, what's happening? I think he might have cheated on me during that week. He never, I don't know, there was no complete vibes I was getting other than the lack of interaction. I think he might have cheated on me when he went back home for winter break and then was like, I need to break up with this girl immediately. Because the next phone call I got, oh my God, I haven't talked to you for a week. Hey, babe. Oh, we're breaking up. Oh, and he said it was the DMT experience he had, not a man having a DMT experience and being like, I have to break up with her. That's so fucked up. And I can't believe that. I don't think it was a DMT experience. I think he cheated on me and then was like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. But I don't think I've been like in a long term, that was like a shorter term relationship, like a long term relationship where it was happening behind my back and all that kind of disrespectful, horrible, awful shit. I think it was like a one time thing. And then he was like, is this really a relationship? We gotta cut it off. And thank God he did, because I did not need to be with that man. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I brought him home. My parents were like, girl, we raised you better than this. We did. And when you bring a man home, your parents will let you know if he's bad or not. Like, if they don't want to invite him back over, girl, he's not the one. He's not. The energy in the room when you bring a man home, if it's not like they're patting you on the back and him at the same time, he's not the one. He's not going to take care of you. He's not going to be there for you in that sort of way. Anyways, someone asked, how do you take the shame out of sex? Great question. I feel like, especially if you're raised like very religious or in a very strict household, you might feel a lot of shame. And I'm here to tell you, sex is supposed to be fun. Like, if God is real and he created sex, sex is supposed to be fun and like bonding and connecting. Trust me, God told me himself because I've experienced it. And it's supposed to be fun, good time. So have a fun, good time. And if you're not having a fun, good time, it's okay to be like, bye, I gotta go. I gotta leave right now. My favorite thing in the world to do is just get up and leave. Oh my God, I am such an Irish goodbyer. If I'm not having a good time, I will immediately pack my bag and get the fuck out of there. Because we only have a little bit of time left on this earth, and I'm not wasting any of it in a situation that I feel like I shouldn't be there. Do you know what I mean? I'm so quick to just leave. I am. Sure, I'll overthink it for like a split second, but bitch, before you know it, my bags are packed and I'm like, bye. I'll be in the middle of a concert and I'll be like, my feet hurt, and just disappear. And my friends will be texting me like, where the fuck do you go? And I'm in bed. So have fun. Sex is fun. Sex is supposed to be enjoyable. Enjoy it, okay? Someone said, I'm on mushrooms right now and I love you so much. I love you. I hope your mushroom experience is so incredible and beautiful and wonderful, and you have the best time ever. When I take mushrooms, I literally visualize like rainbows popping out of the ground and flowers popping out of the ground and hearts floating around people's head. Someone said, a crazy boy is obsessed with me, but I just want something casual. Then tell him you want something casual. If he's crazy in like an unnerving way, girl, you gotta be very straightforward and a little aggressive. But if he's crazy in like a sweet way, then just let him know and then let him make his own decisions. You know, like, I do not want anything, but I may want dick in the future. And if that's going to hurt you, then let's not, but maybe let's. Crazy men are like a whole other breed. I'm like, why are you outside my house at 3 a.m.? And should I get a restraining order? How to find my apartment style. I've been living in my place for 5 months with zero decor. I talk about this a lot. Obviously, my place is coming together a little bit. Actually, a lot of it. And this has taken me almost a full year. And you got to start slow, okay? When you move into a place that's going to feel very empty, don't rush to fill it in completely right away. You're gonna waste a lot of money, and B, you're gonna waste a lot of money on things that just aren't gonna work. So start slow. I say start in one room, probably the room you spend the most time in. For me personally, that was like my living room / dining room area. I do a lot of work in here, so I wanted to just make sure that space was comfortable and cozy for me. Maybe your biggest space is like your bedroom, so make sure you have like a good set of sheets. Make sure you have like a cute bed frame. IKEA has really cheap bed frames. Maybe a vanity or desk if you need somewhere to work. And then you work your way around. So for me, it was like I started in the living room, dining room. Then I moved to the office area, made sure I had everything there, office closet area. I literally have a whole room for my clothes. It's quite insane. I will be doing a Depop drop next week, so stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram at Hannah Marlene to see when I'm dropping those clothes and what I am going to be selling, because I have this habit of like holding on to things, because what if I have kids one day and they want to wear it? Like, I would have died to have some of my mom's like old clothing, and she never saved it, which, like, valid. I get it, girl. That's a lot to hold on to. But I really want to keep mine. And then I just started hoarding everything. So finally went through there and cleared it out. And I will be selling a lot of things on my Depop coming up soon. But yeah, start slow. be intentional about the pieces you're buying. I find a lot of my decor at antique stores, at thrift stores. Here in Kansas City, there's a place called Urban Mining, and it's like a mid-century space where they sell a bunch of mid-century modern pieces. And it's only open every first weekend of the month, which is today. I will be going at 5 o'clock tonight. Very excited. I get a lot of stuff from there. I got this chair from Facebook Marketplace. Shout out. The man literally carried it up my stairs for me. Table I got on Wayfair. You really just have to think about the energy you're trying to bring to that area, and then think about it. You need time to think about it and really visualize it. And if you feel like it's going to fit perfectly, after like a month of thinking about it, then purchase. Because there's some things in my house that I just like impulse bought, and I feel like it was definitely an impulse purchase. Like, why did I drop $100 on that? I could have saved $100 and not had this big ugly piece of furniture that I can't get out of my house now. You know what I mean? So take your time, look around online, Facebook Marketplace, antique stores, anywhere in your local area. I guarantee you will find something that works for you. But yeah, when you move into a place and you feel like it's not complete, it's because it's not. It's going to take time and just some thought and energy. So do your thing, girl. No rush, you know? Anyways, I think that's the end of my podcast, you guys. Thanks for joining me for another beautiful Smoke Sesh episode. There's going to be so many more amazing video podcasts coming up soon, and I am so glad that I can sit and hang out with you guys every week. I'm so lucky to have you in my life. Let's see. I'll go through my daily routine kind of in the idea of like new year, new me, what do I need to do, and what that looks like for me. So I woke up late. One of my New Year's resolutions is to be up way earlier. My alarm went off at 8:45, and I thought I pressed snooze, and then I woke up at 10:45. So tomorrow we'll just try again, but I woke up early ideally, but today maybe my brain just needed a little bit more rest. Had my coffee and my daily water. I moisturized my hair, my skin. I did my face routine, my skincare. And then here I am. I'm going to do some work. I'm going to answer some emails. I'm going to hang out with you guys a little bit, smoke a little bit because it's my day off, indulge. And then I need to go edit this. I need to go do my daily workout routine, which is just like a cute little 20 minute, like Pilates video, anything that I can find on YouTube that seems like fun and easy for me for the day. I need to get some lunch. I'm thinking I might get some pho today. I haven't had pho in a while, and I have been craving it so bad. So I might get some pho, and then I need to clean my house a little bit, do some laundry, catch up activities, and then I'll be cooking dinner and hanging out and living my best life. Inside, because it's freezing fucking cold out right now, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what my New Year's routine kind of looks like. Do some journaling, do some reading. Reading's very important. I like to eat my little edible at night and just like dive into my book. I uploaded what book I'm reading this month on the Patreon. If you want to join the Patreon book club, you guys seem very excited about it. And I think I might also film a little YouTube video / Patreon video today. So lots coming up, so much exciting stuff for you guys, and I just really can't wait to share it. But thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for being you. Thanks for sharing in this journey with me, and I will see you all next week. Mwah.